We have continuing coverage this morning on a new bill in Washington. It's called the Salton Sea Public Health and Environmental Protection Act.
Now, the bill written by Congressman Raul Ruiz's office is set to help control the environmental and health crisis that's getting worse with each passing year at the Salton Sea. Representative Ruiz joins us this morning with an exclusive look at the bill he is set to introduce today. A lot of people are very hopeful about this bill, Congressman, trying to tackle a problem that's festered for years. We know various groups with funding have tried to tackle this. Why do you think it's taken so long for someone to do something substantial about this?
Well, I think that, we have to keep in mind that before I was elected to office, we had no plan, no budget, and no funding. And we have changed the momentum, in other words, moved from inertia to actual action being done in the Salton Sea. We have a great collaborative with the state, the counties, the different water districts, and the local Salton Sea authorities and different environmental justice groups. And so this bill will augment all of the collaborative effort by matching state funding, which will significantly increase the federal funding. Two, it will streamline projects by creating a Salton Sea Management Council within the federal government. It will also hold the government accountable by ensuring they have annual reports on their progress. And then finally, it will help protect the environmental and public health by authorizing more air monitoring so that we can quickly pick up any harmful dust particles in the air.
And for the people who aren't familiar with the crisis there, can you talk a little bit about the environmental and health concerns for the surrounding communities? Sometimes we can smell the air wafting over to the west side of the valley. For the people who live there, it's a very, very real and dangerous concern.
Well, Angela, for all of us, not just the people who live there, but for the entire Southern California area, because what's happening is that as the Salton Sea shoreline recedes, you have small, tiny dust particles, smaller than the PM 2.5s, that can easily go into your lungs and into your blood. And these particles contain toxic chemicals, arsenic, selenium, chromium, sometimes even pesticides because of the agricultural runoff. And so people who have asthma, elderly who have COPD can breathe that in. It will be devastating to our public health, including the smell of sulfur or rotten egg or dead fish that extends all the way to LA, San Diego, which could greatly determine our property value and hurt our tourism economy. Plus, if it gets even saltier, then the tilapia fish will die. The millions of birds that migrate south, that use that as a pit stop to feed, will no longer have that pit stop. So this is a public health crisis, an economic crisis, and an ecological crisis in the making.
Well, again, it is called the Salton Sea Public Health and Environmental Protection Act. Looking forward to finding out how this moves through the halls of Congress. Thank you, Representative Ruiz, this morning for joining us here.